Ever ask why certain people simply obtain what they desire? They aren't sharper than you, nor wealthier, nor more gifted, yet somehow they stay 3 steps in front. They spot chances you overlook. They make plays you can't grasp. And when you finally realize what transpired, they're long gone, positioned at the peak while all the others are just ascending. So what is it they understand that you don't? This is the reality. The distinction between the frail and the strong isn't force, wealth, or ability. It's information. Information on how influence truly functions. You see, many people believe success stems from being decent, from being nice, from toiling away and hoping someone recognizes it. And that is precisely why many people never succeed. Because while you are over here being honorable, someone else is engaging in a totally different contest. A contest with regulations you've never learned. Influence starts in the head. Geniuses grasp something most individuals overlook their whole existence. They grasp that the globe operates on unseen regulations, the statutes of power. These are not the statutes you find in school books. These are the regulations that have governed human conduct for millennia. The regulations that divide the leaders from the followers, the takers from the givers, the victors from the losers. Most individuals play honorably. Geniuses do not. They play with strategy. Now, I am not suggesting you must become cruel, but I am telling you this. If you fail to grasp these statutes, another person will apply them against you, and you'll be unaware it's occurring. You'll assume it's poor timing, misfortune, but in reality, you just failed to notice the contest in play. 500 years ago, Machiavelli deciphered the system. He analyzed how influence shifts, how individuals triumph, how the potent remain potent and the frail remain frail. And he found something frightening. Influence isn't arbitrary. It adheres to patterns, statutes. And the individuals who know these statutes command everything. Today, I am deconstructing the 8 bleakest statutes geniuses employ to outwit everyone. These are not inspirational concepts. These are frigid, methodical tactics that have been employed for ages by individuals who will not accept defeat. After you spot them, you cannot ignore them. After you learn them, all things shift. View every moment of this presentation because skipping just one of these statutes might be the distinction between remaining stagnant and at last pushing forward. Put this declaration in the comments. I command my influence. Let's begin. Statute 1. Generate worth via scarcity. Allow me to pose a question. Who earns more of your esteem? The individual who is perpetually present or the individual who appears when it counts? The one who is always messaging, always accessible, always present, or the one who vanishes and makes you wonder? Here is a statute most individuals grasp too late. Perpetual presence destroys esteem. Consider it. When you are perpetually accessible, what occurs? Individuals cease to appreciate you. They cease to value your time. They begin to assume you'll be there. You turn into ambient sound, common, easily overlooked. Yet the instant you withdraw, everything changes. Abruptly, individuals ask where you've gone. They begin posing questions. They grasp what they possessed when you were present. Your worth soars, not due to any change in you, but because you grew rare. This is the way geniuses function. They grasp that accessibility eradicates influence. The more available you are, the less important you grow. It's not about being discourteous or toying with people. It's about grasping a core reality. Rarity generates worth. When you are constantly around, your presence is devalued. When you vanish, your presence becomes invaluable. Observe the people who command true esteem. They aren't the ones replying instantly to all texts. They aren't the ones attending everything. They're picky, tactical. They appear when it's vital, and they fade when it's not. Machiavelli once stated, "Make yourself essential, but never ordinary. Remoteness makes your presence potent. When you withdraw, individuals begin to miss you. They begin to grasp your value, and when you come back, they focus in ways they hadn't before. What occurs when you command this statute? People stop viewing you as an option. They stop presuming you'll perpetually be around. They start contacting you first. They start respecting your time. They start vying for your attention rather than demanding it. Yet most individuals do the reverse. They pursue, they overcommit. They appear unasked, phone too frequently, message too much, desperate to be relevant. And what occurs? They become unseen. You don't create influence by being everywhere. You create influence by being somewhere vital. So here is what you must do. Withdraw. Cease being so accessible. Cease offering your time to individuals who don't respect it. Let them ask, let them contact, let them grasp what they lack, vanish to elevate your value. When you are rare, you are prized. When you are everywhere, you are nothing. This isn't about isolating everyone or turning frigid. It means guarding your presence. Make it matter. Appear with intent, not desperation. Be the individual people anticipate seeing, not the individual they assume will just be there. The frail are perpetually present. The strong understand when to disappear. Command this statute and see how rapidly others' conduct toward you shifts. See how they begin to handle you differently. See how your worth increases just because you ceased handing it out freely. Put this declaration in the comments. My absence generates value. Statute 2. Compel others to approach you. Here is a thing no one likes to concede. The person who pursues fails every single time. You've witnessed it occur. Somebody desires something desperately. Focus, validation, an agreement, a link. So what do? They pursue. They press. They chase. And the more they pursue, the more distant it becomes. In the meantime, there's another person sitting back, doing zip. And all things come to them. Why? Because they grasp a basic reality. Influence is about control, and control involves making others advance toward you, not the reverse. When you pursue, you surrender your influence. You become the one who requires, the one who desires, the one who's desperate. And desperation, that is the antithesis of influence. But when you establish yourself as the target, everything inverts. Abruptly, individuals approach you. They look for you. They vie for your focus. You aren't pleading anymore. You're selecting. This is how geniuses engage in the contest. They don't chase after chances. They establish scenarios where chances chase after them. Consider the individuals you've pursued in your life. Did they respect you more or less for it? Now, consider the individuals who pursued you. How did that seem? Who held the influence in those dynamics? The reply is clear. Machiavelli once stated, "The one who adjusts his policy to the times thrives, but the one who acts without regard to conditions fails." Making others approach you isn't about hubris. It's about tactics. It's about generating value so absolute that individuals have no option but to look for you. Here is how this functions in reality. Instead of contacting everyone, hoping someone sees you, you construct something worth seeing. Instead of requesting favors, you establish chances others desire to join. Instead of persuading people you're valuable, you become so valuable they persuade themselves. Employ bait if needed. What's bait? It's anything that makes individuals intrigued, a capability they require, intel they desire, an outcome they can't disregard. You offer it, not desperately but surely, and allow them to approach you. The frail rap on all doors. The strong make others rap on theirs. Cease pursuing people who don't pursue you back. Cease chasing things that demand you to plead. Cease placing yourself in roles where you're the one doing all the effort to be seen. Invert the dynamic. Construct your worth. Hone your abilities. Generate outcomes that resonate louder than speech. Make yourself someone individuals want to connect with, learn from, work with, and then wait. Let them approach. When individuals approach you, you command the terms, you dictate the speed, you determine who gets entry and who does not. That's influence. But when you pursue, you forfeit all of that. You become just one more individual pleading for an opportunity. Position yourself as the target. Not because you're superior to everyone, but because you've constructed something worth seeking. The instant you cease pursuing and begin luring, everything shifts. Put this declaration in the comments. They come to me. Statute 3. Court attention at all costs. Let's be starkly truthful. If individuals don't see you, you do not matter. You might be the sharpest individual in the room, the most capable, the most ready. But if no one observes it, none of it counts. Focus is influence. And in a globe where everyone is battling to be noticed, being unseen is identical to being dead. Most individuals are scared to be different. They fit in, they remain silent, they hedge, and then they ask why no one recalls their name. Why no one contacts them when chances appear. Why they're perpetually ignored. Here's why. You can't be respected if you're not seen. Geniuses grasp this. They know that focus isn't conceit, it's existence. If you're not in individuals' thoughts, you're not in their agendas. If you're not apparent, you're not valuable. So they do what's required to be perceived. They speak. They take audacious steps. They engineer moments individuals can't overlook. They don't await approval to be seen. They require it. Machiavelli once stated, "Men judge generally more by the eye than by the hand, for everyone can see but few can feel." People recall what they observe, not what they learn about afterward. They recall the audacious move, the strong declaration, the memorable moment. They forget the silent ones who remained in the background. Now, this doesn't mean be offensive. It doesn't mean yell for focus like a toddler. It means be tactical, be deliberate. Discover ways to be different that match who you are and what you're constructing. Never fit in. Draw focus or fade from history. Observe anyone who's ever achieved anything major. They weren't unseen. They weren't hiding. They created a stir. They created waves. They made individuals discuss. Because here's the reality. Influence is focus. Invisibility is death. When you're seen, doors open. Individuals contact. Chances find you. But when you're unseen, you're battling uphill for leftovers no one else desired. So how do you court focus without seeming desperate? You do something worth observing. You generate value so potent individuals can't disregard it. You make moves so audacious they must discuss it. You appear differently. You talk differently. You hold yourself differently. You don't request focus. You earn it by being undeniable. Cease hiding behind rationalizations. Cease awaiting the perfect moment to step into the light. Cease telling yourself you'll be seen eventually if you just continue working silently. That's not how the globe functions. The globe rewards the apparent, not the unseen. Be loud with your deeds. Be memorable with your presence. Be someone individuals can't cease thinking about. Because at the end, the people who get recalled are the people who refuse to be forgotten. Stand out or be left. It's that direct. Put this declaration in the comments. I demand attention. Statute 4. Appeal to self-interest, never to mercy. Here's a difficult pill to take. No one helps from kindness, only self-interest. I realize that seems frigid. I realize it counters everything you've been told about people being decent and empathetic and wanting to assist. But observe your own life. Observe the times individuals assisted you, truly assisted you. Was it because they pitied you? Or was it because assisting you offered them something back? The reality is individuals behave based on what profits them, not you, them. And if you fail to grasp this, you'll squander your whole life pleading for assistance that never arrives. You'll appeal to individuals' hearts, their pity, their sense of justice, and you'll receive zilch. But geniuses, they never commit that error. They don't request favors. They present benefits. They grasp that the quickest route to get what you desire is to make other individuals want to provide it to you. Not from pity, from self-interest. Machiavelli once stated, "Wise princes avoid conspirators by not giving anyone reason to harm them and by satisfying the people." When you require something from someone, don't speak of your issues. Don't detail how desperate you are. Don't request they assist you because it's the decent thing to do. Instead, reveal to them what is in it for them. Position your request around their aims, their requirements, their wishes. Make it so plain that assisting you profits them that they'd be foolish not to do it. This is how agreements get finalized. This is how pacts form. This is how individuals move mountains for one another, not because they're kind, but because it's clever. No one helps without profit. Accept that. Employ that. Let's say you require someone's time, their information, their assets. Don't plead, don't guilt, don't appeal to their empathy. Reveal to them how giving you what you need will assist them in getting what they desire. Will it save them time later? Will it make them look good? Will it open a door for them? Will it resolve an issue they didn't even realize they had? Discover the angle. Always discover the angle. Because here's what occurs when you appeal to pity. People might assist once from guilt, but they'll begrudge you for it. They'll evade you next time. They'll perceive you as a burden. But when you appeal to self-interest, they assist gladly. They perceive you as valuable. They want to remain linked because you improve their life, not complicate it. Convert their desire into your tool. Cease approaching individuals with your hand out. Start approaching them with value in your hand. The instant you change from "please assist me" to "here is how this profits you," everything shifts. People stop seeing you as needy and start seeing you as tactical. That's the distinction between someone people evade and someone people look for. Give people a reason to assist you that has zero to do with pity. Give them a reason that makes them feel smart for agreeing. Command this, and you'll never struggle to find support again. Put this declaration in the comments. I offer value first. Statute 5. Keep others dependent on you. Here's a question that divides the strong from the weak. Who requires you more than you require them? If the reply is no one, you're in difficulty. Influence doesn't stem from being autonomous. It stems from making others reliant on you. When individuals require you more than you require them, you command the dynamic. You dictate the terms. You determine how things proceed. They can't disregard you. They can't substitute you. They can't advance without you. That's true influence. Yet most individuals have it reversed. They make themselves reliant on others. They become substitutable, forgettable, disposable. And then they ask why they have no bargaining power, no sway, no command over their own lives. Geniuses never permit this. They structure their lives in a manner that renders them vital to the individuals around them. Machiavelli once stated, "The best fortress is to be found in the love of the people. For although you may have fortresses, they will not save you if you are hated by the people." When individuals rely on you, they comply with you, not because they dread you, but because they require you. Consider it. Who holds influence in your life presently? It's the individuals you rely on, the ones who possess something you require and can't readily obtain elsewhere. Now invert it. Who relies on you? Who can't operate as well without your abilities, your information, your presence, your input? If that roster is brief, you're exposed. Here's how you alter that. Become essential. Cultivate abilities others lack. Accumulate information others require. Generate value others can't match. Make yourself the key that opens doors no one else can unlock. Autonomy is strength. Reliance gives control. This doesn't mean manipulate people or ensnare them. It means position yourself as vital, not optional. When you're vital, individuals guard you. They support you. They keep you near, because losing you would cost them more than retaining you ever could. But when you're substitutable, you're just another item on a roster. So cease being mediocre at all things. Cease spreading yourself thin. Cease attempting to be adequate at 100 things. Master something, own something, become the expert for something distinct and valuable. Be vital, not substitutable. When individuals realize they require you, your role becomes secure. You're not battling for a spot anymore. You possess the spot. And here's the upside. When you're vital, you don't need to persuade anyone of your worth. They already know. They feel it every time they require something. And you're the sole person who can provide. This is how you create stability in an unstable world. This is how you guard yourself from being discarded when times get difficult. Reliance isn't frailty when you're the one being relied on. It's bargaining power. So ask yourself, what do you provide that no one else can? What would individuals lose if you were not present? If you lack a strong reply, start constructing one today. Make others require you more than you require them, and see how rapidly your influence expands. Put this declaration in the comments. I am essential. Statute 6. Win through actions, never through argument. Here is something you must hear. Debates reveal frailty. Every time you debate, you expose that you're attempting to persuade someone. And attempting to persuade someone means you lack evidence. You lack outcomes. You just have words. And words are worthless. Powerful people don't squander time debating. They don't justify themselves. They don't try to persuade doubters. They don't participate in constant disputes about who's correct and who's incorrect. They just triumph. And triumphing mutes every debate that ever existed. Influence doesn't need to persuade. It demonstrates. Consider the last time you debated with someone. Did you alter their view? Likely not. Because debates aren't about reality. They're about ego. Two people battling to be correct. Neither one prepared to concede. It's draining. It's futile. And worst of all, it makes you seem desperate. Machiavelli once stated, "The promise given was a necessity of the past. The word broken is a necessity of the present. Deeds speak. Debates delay. When you debate, you're trapped justifying your role. But when you act, you're validating it. Let your outcomes mute detractors. Here is what geniuses do instead. They cease talking and begin doing. They cease justifying and begin demonstrating. They let their triumphs do the talking while everyone else is still disputing. Someone doubts you, don't clarify yourself, show them. Someone challenges your capability, don't defend it, validate it. Someone says you can't, don't debate. Do it regardless, and let the outcomes speak for themselves, because here's the reality. People forget debates, but they recall outcomes. No one recalls who won the dispute. They recall who won the contest. Powerful people don't debate, they triumph. When you focus on deeds instead of debate, something shifts. You cease caring about who trusts in you and start focusing on what you can construct. You cease squandering energy on individuals who won't be persuaded and start putting that energy into outcomes that can't be refuted. And when those outcomes appear, the same individuals who doubted you will suddenly behave like they backed you all along. That's how it functions. So cease justifying yourself. Cease clarifying. Cease attempting to make people grasp before you've done anything worth grasping. Go construct something undeniable. Go generate something they can't disregard. Go achieve something that makes the debate moot. Deeds eradicate doubt faster than words ever will. Let them talk. Let them challenge. Let them doubt. And while they're occupied disputing, you'll be occupied triumphing. Put this declaration in the comments. My actions speak louder. Statute 7. Always say less than necessary. Every word exposes a fragment of your thoughts. And the more of your thoughts you expose, the frailer you become. Most people speak excessively. They clarify everything. They divulge every thought, every scheme, every emotion. And in doing so, they surrender their influence without even noticing. Because the more you speak, the more individuals know. And the more individuals know, the more they can anticipate you, control you, employ you. Quiet, on the other hand, is a tool. The less you speak, the more individuals envision. When you're silent, people fill in the gaps. They project onto you. They presume you understand more than you do. They see depth where there might only be control, and that enigma that commands esteem. Machiavelli once stated, "Everyone sees what you appear to be. Few experience what you really are." Speaking excessively makes you appear anxious, desperate, like you're trying too hard to validate something. But saying less makes you appear confident, controlled, like you don't need to clarify yourself because you already know your worth. Enigma commands esteem. Here's what occurs when you speak excessively. You provide people ammunition, you expose your frailties, You reveal your schemes. You show your cards before the contest is finished. Smart people stay silent. They listen more than they speak. They observe while others chatter. And when they do speak, it's methodical, deliberate. Every word has a function. Words expose, quiet protects. Consider the people who command true esteem. They're not the ones who never stop talking. They're the ones who speak thoughtfully, who select their words, who know when to talk and when to stay silent. They don't overclarify. They don't justify every choice. They don't divulge every detail of their tactics. They keep people wondering, and that vagueness keeps them powerful. So here's what you must do. Talk less. Divulge less. Clarify less. When someone poses a question, provide them the minimum they must know, not everything, just sufficient. When someone confronts you, don't feel compelled to justify yourself with a monologue. A brief, composed reply is more powerful than a desperate clarification. When you're scheming something large, keep it to yourself. Don't broadcast it. Don't divulge every phase. Just act and let people see the outcomes. The more you speak, the more anticipated you become. The less you speak, the more powerful you seem. Quiet isn't frailty, it's tactics. Command the art of saying less than necessary and see how people start handling you differently. See how they start respecting your words more because you use them less. Put this declaration in the comments. Silence is power. Statute 8. Conceal your intentions. The instant people know what you're contemplating, what you're scheming, what you're going to do next, you've already failed. Because when people can anticipate you, they can ready for you. They can impede you. They can defeat you before you even make your play. Never permit others to see your scheme. Geniuses function in obscurity, not because they're devious, but because they're clever. They grasp that exposing your intentions is like revealing your hand in the midst of a poker game. You might feel truthful, you might feel transparent, but you'll fail every single time. Machiavelli once stated, "Never attempt to win by force what can be won by deception." The people who triumph aren't always the strongest or the swiftest. They're the ones no one anticipated. They act quietly. They scheme in silence. They make their plays when everyone else is looking elsewhere. Obscurity keeps you protected. Secrecy keeps you in command. Here's what occurs when you expose your intentions too soon. People obstruct. They undermine. They mimic your concepts. They alert others. They position themselves to impede you. Not because they're malicious, just because knowing your scheme provides them an edge. But when you keep your intentions obscured, you act freely. You move without opposition. You strike before anyone grasps what's occurring, and by the time they realize it, it's too late. You've already triumphed. An obscured mind is an unbreakable tool. This doesn't mean deceive everyone. It means guard your tactics. Keep your true aims to yourself. Divulge only what profits you to divulge. When people ask what you're doing, be ambiguous. When they ask about your schemes, provide them the shallow version, never the complete reality. Let them believe they know, let them presume they grasp, but keep the true plays obscured until it's time to act. Think about the biggest shocks in your life, the chances that appeared from nowhere, the people who made plays no one foresaw. They triumphed because no one saw them. Now think about the times you broadcast your schemes too soon. Did people back you? Or did they suddenly have views, skepticisms, and reasons why it wouldn't succeed? The more you divulge, the more opposition you generate. So here's what you do. Scheme in private, act in public. Keep your intentions obscured until the moment they become reality. Don't give people time to respond, to ready, to obstruct. Move silently. Strike with precision. Let your outcomes stun them. This is how you guard yourself in a globe where everyone is observing, awaiting your slip, prepared to take advantage the second you expose too much. Conceal your intentions and you become unassailable, unanticipated, hazardous in the best possible way. People can't stop what they can't see. Command this statute and no one will ever outwit you again. Put this declaration in the comments. My mind stays hidden. So that's them. The 8 bleakest statutes geniuses employ to outwit everyone. Let's be honest for a moment. These statutes aren't pleasant. They do not give you a warm, content feeling. Yet they function. Influence is mental, not material. It isn't about being the most robust or the most vocal. It's about grasping how individuals reason, how they act, how they respond. It's about perceiving the contest that is in motion while all others are meandering sightlessly. The ones who know the regulations command the contest. The ones who don't are the pawns shifted by others. You've grasped these statutes. Now you cannot forget them. You've peeked behind the veil, and now you face a decision. You can disregard what you've grasped, return to being honorable, continue wishing the globe recognizes good motives. Or you can begin playing with strategy. Begin applying these statutes. Begin acting with intent instead of optimism. Command these statutes, and nobody will ever outwit you again. But this is the point. Information without application is worthless. Grasping these statutes signifies nothing if you fail to employ them. So begin now. Begin modestly. Choose one statute. Employ it. Observe what occurs. And if this presentation enlightened you, if it revealed something you've never perceived before, press that like button. Send this to someone who must listen. And follow this channel as we are only beginning. The globe is owned by the ones who grasp how it truly functions. Now get out there and claim what is yours. Put this last declaration in the comments. I play by my own rules.